The Last Supper is a late 15th century mural painting by Italian artist Leonardo da Vinci. It's one of the Western world's most recognizable paintings. What secrets does it hold? Could the great dragon, as talked about in the book of Revelation, be embedded within this very painting, hidden in plain sight? Get ready to have your mind blown on this next episode of Decode Your Reality. And hello everyone, welcome once again. My name is Logan and this is Decode Your Reality, and today we're doing one on the Last Supper. This is Last Supper Decoded, as you already know, Leonardo da Vinci's famous painting. I mean, how many eyes do you think have been on this painting or talked about it? I mean, the original painting is right there. We've already shown you that, but how many eyes have observed this painting over the years? Trillions, I mean a countless number of people, and that has given it a lot of energy. And I can promise you that it's created some of our reality. Now, is the great dragon in Revelation embedded into this painting? Abso-freaking-lutely. It is. The number 72, the 72 names of God is embedded in this. The 144,000 is embedded in this. The $ symbol is embedded in this. I got the biggest gold nugget today talking to a friend on the phone. That's how things happen when you're in line and you're open to receiving the knowledge, the Gnostic. And, this is the painting that I want to this is the rendition, I should say, of it. Kind of liked it. But I'm in Photoshop here, so just excuse my touch I go through this presentation with you. But I'm going to tell you, I'm going to show you some things you've probably never seen before, and I'm going to tell you this is part of how our reality works. You know, the S, the serpent. I did a presentation on that just a couple days ago. Some of you commented on what it meant, what you saw. But the dragon, the great dragon that was hurled down, that gets talked about in Revelations, the great dragon is in here. You just can't see it. It's in plain sight. I'm going to show you that during this presentation. So you'll notice that, obviously there's 13 guys here. I mean, yeah, this is the 14th guy. He doesn't count, though. He's the dishwasher. But you got 13 guys here. And Jesus sits at the very middle. And there's a very good reason why he sits at the very middle. Notice the lamp is right above his head. Illumination, kind of interesting little cord there. And you notice the cross is embedded because the cross is right behind Jesus' head, and for good reason, because there's your cross right there, the crossing over. And there's, 6 guys to Jesus' right and 6 guys to Jesus' left. And these guys represent the 12 Zodiac signs. One of these is your guy. Whatever your Zodiac sign is here. I mean, you have Aries, springtime, the fire that starts it all, and then you end with Pisces at the very end. And there's a very good reason why Pisces ends it. Jesus is not only at the beginning, but he's in the middle, but he's also the beginning and the end. But Pisces does a good rendition of that. When you look at, the Pisces horoscope, you'll see the fish. Jesus was known as a fisherman, the dual fish representing the duality. There's a very good reason why Pisces sits at the end. He's the 12th Zodiac sign. Very good reason why Jesus is associated with that. But you have 6 guys to his right, 6 guys to his left, starting with spring, finishing off with summer. Jesus is at the very crossing over from the summer months to the fall, the autumn, the fall of man. That's what this is anyway. This is the fall of man. And then it just repeats itself. And I'm going to show you that. But it's really interesting and absolutely fascinating when you get into this stuff, man. When you see it for the first time. It kind of blew me away. So anyway, even the 7 chakras are in here. I'm going to show you those first. There's your 7 chakras. Ascension, descension. If we flip this upside down, or at least 180 or 90 degrees, you're going to have Aries at the bottom, and it's going to go all the way to the crown at the very top. which is right here. And you'll notice, Jesus is in the center. He's the heart chakra. When he points to his heart, that's what he's talking about, the heart chakra. Right in the very dead center. And that's where the 7 chakras lie, laying on its side. And of course, that's why the Masons have their G right there. Because the G is Jesus. G and Jesus is, you could say, the G, Jesus. J and G, they sound the same. Jesus. It's kind of interesting, isn't it? I know that's why it sits right in the middle of that compass. Your chakra points. So let's have a look. Let's break this down with the words again here. Aries is springtime. Actually, let me give you the arrows. Aries is your springtime. Here's your 3 Aries. It's your 1st, 2nd, and 3rd decan. In astrology, there's 3 decans. 30 degrees, 30 degrees, 30 degrees. And then you have your summer months, which is Leo. The lion. Jesus is, the lion lays with the lamb. Right there, Leo. Sits right in the middle. And then you have autumn, the fall of man. After Jesus falls off, goes down. Humpty Dumpty fell off his wall. You have your 3 guys in autumn. And then winter, which is Aquarius, which is Capricorn, which is Pisces. Then you have and this is your Pisces right here. And then, of course, this is descension, going down. And then your ascension is going back up. And that's the sine wave, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm going to show you that. That sits right there. There's your sine wave. And if we put the chakra points in there, they match up with I tried to match up the colors as best as I could, but, this is your sine wave right there. Going through the spring, rising up down into the summer months, summer ending, and then going into the fall and going into the winter. And it's starting back all over again. Purple turns to white, white turns to red. It just shifts right back into one another. And, I want to go through the numbers because, in the septenary system, you have 1 through 7 back down to 1 again, and here it is, The 3 guys in the spring, the 3 guys in the summer, Jesus in the middle, the number 7, and then the 3 guys in the fall and the 3 guys in the winter. 3, 6, 9, 12. Jesus is the 13th guy. That's why the number 13 is such a special number. It could mean the 13 is at the very end. That's why death could be over here. I don't know. That could be another possibility. 13, because you have 12 and then you have 13. So 13 is where you die and you start all over again. Maybe you die and then you have to go all the way back down again. But there's your sine wave. And that brings us right into money. Because there's your money. That's your symbol for money right there. And obviously, the middle bar is your middle pillar. Collecting all the energy of the as above, so below. The black and the white. The down trough, the up trough. And then of course, there's your infinity sign. There's your infinity sign right there in plain sight. In capturing all these elements and this energy right there. Isn't it fascinating when you see all this kind of stuff? Absolutely mind-blowing, right? Absolutely mind-blowing. You can't see it right here, but it's right there, hidden in plain sight. Right there. There's your sine wave. Colors of the rainbow, the 7 chakra points. It doesn't get any more obvious than that. And again, this is the really important part, is the line going through. Our descension going down. Our ascension going up. Collecting all that energy in between. Now I mentioned that there's the great dragon. And I believe that, if we talk about the great dragon in Revelations chapter 12 verses 9, it says, the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil. Now keep in mind, I decoded this serpent, and let's just start off. In numerology, words have what's called a capstone, and that's the first letter of each word, and that's what kind of directs the energy of that word, and that's an S. And if you notice, S is a broken 8. Quite fascinating there. But the dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him, from the King James Version. That's just amazing. And then you go back to this. Where's the dragon? Where's the dragon? There you go. There's the great dragon, and look at the shape of it. This is a Chinese dragon. It's one I want to get off the internet, but go look at dragon vectors. Chinese dragons. Look at this thing, man. If you flip it, If you flip this thing and you turn it, I mean, doesn't it not match up? If I were to reverse that, I mean, look at that. It's an 8. It's the sine wave, half of the sine wave. There's the dragon right there. Do you see that? I think it's absolutely amazing. And right in the center, right here in the center is the heart of the dragon. You know, right there. But the dragon descends. The dragon gets thrown out of heaven. Heaven would be here, the crown. And he gets thrown down to hell, right here in the red. That's why hell is noted for its hot characteristics, although I'd say hell is cold and not hot at all. I think once you get hot, you turn into a liquid and then a gas and you ascend. But anyway, the blues down here, it's the blue and the red, because, you know, the purple ends up going to the red again, which is the white and the blue, the lightning bolt. But isn't that absolutely fascinating right there? I mean, isn't that utterly fascinating? I'm besides myself. You can tell I'm kind of at a loss for words during this presentation. I mean, look at that. The dragon was hurled down. Doesn't that make sense? I think it does. I think it really fits this narrative, and I'm not cherry picking. I'm not cherry picking at all. I'm lining this up with how this painting is, and the numbers, and the zodiac signs, and Jesus sitting in the very middle. That's what this means. That's what this means right here. And that's where money got its symbol from. Right there. It uses that as the sine wave, capturing all the essences of the numbers 1 through 12. Now, I said 72. I mentioned the number 72. And I think the number 144 sits right here. Let me actually get the words back out. But I think the number 144 sits at the very top of the dragon's tail if it's going down. And that 144, we know how important that is in the Bible. 144,000 talks about it quite extensively. The element on the periodic table, just so you know, is number 60. It's neodymium, which has an atomic weight of 144, and it equals 60. It's the 60th element. Keep in mind, Jehovah breaks down to the number 60 in atomic weights. So I believe he has a major role in this element. And of course, if you're wondering why Neo was Neo in the Matrix, it's because of this right here. Keep in mind also the Great Pyramid of Giza sits at the 29 north, 31 west. You add those two numbers, 29 and 31 is 60. That's why it uses that actual location on a map, because of this right here. Anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. But, I mean, the 144 sits right here. And then the very middle of that is the 72, because half of 144 is 72. The 72 names of God, right there. The 7.2. And then all the way down to 0. Absolutely blew me away when I started to decode this. I mean, I've seen like my friend Santos, he breaks this stuff down. Check his stuff out. He talks extensively about these guys and their astrological correlations. But I'm telling you, that is the reason why the Masons put their G right there in the middle. Right there, right smack dab in the middle. He's the number 7. Jesus. You can spell it G-E-J-U-S. Jesus. Or G-E-S-U-S. It would sound the same from a phonetic standpoint. Jesus, right there in the middle. And that's the very reason why the Masons have their compass. I think it just absolutely blew me away. This could be the number 47, the number 11 right there in the very middle as well, if we wanted to get a little bit more deeper on this. But I think you kind of get my point, and I hope you really saw what I saw, with all this kind of stuff. All these people in the spring and the summer and the winter and autumn and the fall of man. That's the sine wave. We go from the summer months, we fall down through the autumn. And then the sun's at its lowest point, and then it rises, Jesus rises back up again. It starts his trip all over again, and then it just makes that 8. There's your 8 right there. And again, that's what the money symbol's all about. There's your figure 8, your infinity sign. It just keeps playing its role, just keeps descending, ascending, descending, ascending. And we're stuck right here in the middle. Keep in mind the heart chakra, that's what controls the way our reality goes, because what we love is from the heart. So if you love black, if you love to practice black magic, you're going to end up having some kind of aspect happen to you. If you love practicing white magic, you're going to have something happen to you. It's all about karmic values right in this level right here. And that's what controls and dictates our reality, which way it goes. You know, does it go more dark or does it go more white? We want to stay very centered right here in the middle and experience that reality this way. It's just kind of how my take is on it. Anyway, what do you think? Can we go a little bit deeper with this? I'm sure we can. If you have anything to add, I'm all ears. Thank you for watching. My name is Logan. This is Decode Your Reality. Until next time.